Anyway, it doesn't appear that physical silver is available from APMEX. I just tried to buy some and their website crashed on me. Here's a story from Zero Hedge. I don't know if you guys follow that, but they're saying as of right now, silver futures is up 8%. It's above $29 an ounce. And so it appears that possibly the silver squeeze might actually happen. So it's interesting to watch. We will see. Anyway, check out zerohedge.com and read that article for yourself. Well, there's been a rumor floating around the internet that there is a silver corner about to take place. And I don't usually trade off of rumors, but interestingly enough, for the last few days I have had my eyes on silver. And so let's go to the chart. So we're going to take a look first at SLV. And this is SLV going through the last peak here in August, all the way up until the present day. This is Friday. I actually did buy some of this on Friday because it looked like it was kind of ripe for a breakout anyway, and I bought it again before I heard any of the rumors of an impending corner. I make my trading decisions based on what I see on the chart. I don't trade rumors or follow any of that stuff. I've been doing this for years, and I find that when you make your decisions independently of other people, that you're going to be a little bit more successful doing that, because following a crowd usually isn't a good thing in my view. One of the tools I use to determine if a stock is actually under accumulation is what's going on with the on-balance volume or even price volume trend. Thursday and Friday there was some significant volume coming into SLV, and this volume helped boost both OBV and price volume trend to new recent highs. And that's significant because the price seems to have done the same thing. Now, I also like to purchase charts when it looks like the chart is smiling at me, and smiling charts are friendly. And if you see through this area right here, it kind of looks like there's a smile. When we zoom this out on the longer term picture, you can see that the overall trend line is still more or less in place, and then the downtrend that was begun off of this peak here in the high 20s looks like it's about to be broken. It hasn't been broken yet. We don't really know, but probably if we get a close above this line somewhere in this area, that's going to be a pretty strong and powerful move, at least as far as SLV is concerned. Now I want to give you a moment of caution, because let's take a look at this trading pattern here. So silver is a highly manipulated market, and one of the interesting things about manipulated markets is they tend to have patterns that happen over and over again. And so let's zoom in to last year around August and take a look at what that looked like. So last year, beginning in September all the way until the middle of February, we had a similar pattern develop with SLV. This sort of a smiling pattern. We had a relatively new high on balance volume, but it didn't take out the previous high, so that's a little suspicious. Price volume trend didn't appear to be doing anything significant, but the actual price action looks very similar to what's going on right now. And so we can snap a trend line on this. There you go, there's your break in trend. There was a spike in volume when the trend broke. This volume is nothing compared to what took place the other day though. And then our other trend line right in there. And so this looks very similar to the setup that we're looking at right now. It's almost during the same time period, same chart shape. And so let's just watch what happened. Rather than going up and making a new high, silver actually punched out a new low. And as you can see, the on-balance volume never made a new high during this time period. I actually traded silver from this, what turns out to be a shakeout. Now, how do we know that it's a shakeout? Well, you don't really know until after the fact, but as you watch, the on-balance volume made a spike. There was huge volume that came in right here, and then the price jerked back up almost immediately. And when that happens, that's a good sign that the bottom is probably in. I went in last year and actually bought around $14 an ounce on the PSLV. And then, of course, prices exploded right up. On balance volume is cruising up, more or less new highs on OBV every day until the market peaked. And then, as you can see, as the market goes into this peaking period, on balance volume stops rising. Price volume trend more or less rolled over, and that day turned out to be the end of the run for silver. And then, of course, that was also the August time period, and that puts us in to what we're looking at right now, which is a very similar, with the exception that the volume that has come in is significantly higher. This is 128 million contracts. Here's a 3-day chart where you can see both time periods that I'm talking about here. And each one of these blue ticks, that's 500% more volume than is normally traded on a yearly average here. So here's the average of the daily volume, and this is 500%. So it could be that what we're looking at right here is not necessarily a breakout, but the beginning of another shakeout. So how do you trade something like this? Well, as always, you have to trade with a stop loss, because we're not mind readers here. We don't really know what the market is going to do. We just have to place trades and try and be in position for the moves, and then we let the market tell us what it's going to do. So if it goes up, great, we're going to make money. If it goes down, we're going to get stopped out and we're going to look for another trade. Let's take a look at PSLV, which is the Sprott Physical Silver Trust. And when you look at the Sprott Trust, you see more or less the same activity took place during the same time period last year. Here's that similar shape, which looks like it's putting in a base in order to move higher. But during that time period, the on-balance volume was not going up. Of course, here we have our low, and then we have this huge rally, and then we go right into the same formation, very similar looking, this big, broad smile. We have spikes on the volume on both sides. But on this case, the on-balance volume is the highest it's ever been on this particular contract. So that's a good sign that it's under accumulation. The price volume trend has not quite made a new high, but it is rising, and it has been rising for at least the past few days. Now this is a 3-day chart. Here's the 1-day chart. On the 1-day chart, the PSLV actually did close above this downward trend, and so that's pretty interesting, I think. How would you trade this? Well, if you were to trade this, and I'm not recommending you trade, you probably shouldn't trade. You could buy this breakout right here and then put a trailing stop loss on it, because if the market's going to go up, it's going to go up, and it's not going to go up because you bought, and it's not going to go up because you sell. It's going to go up because lots of people are buying silver. Now, as an interesting side note, and I don't know necessarily what this means, but I went in and I was thinking about buying some physical silver today. So this is APMEX. This is usually where I buy my silver. And let's just take a look at the US Mint silver coins. The price for the coin is right now $40. That's significantly higher than the price that silver's actually trading at. Okay, these are the available products. This is silver that you can actually buy, that they're saying is available for delivery. All of these things that say alert me on them, that means they don't have any in stock. Out of stock, alert me. Out of stock, alert me. Alert me. So that's interesting. Keep trading.